To Ukraine now, where intensified Russian attacks on the country's energy infrastructure have plunged millions into darkness, cold and water shortages. On Wednesday, a state of emergency was declared for the entire energy sector. With temperatures below -10 degrees Celsius, continued strikes and no rapid recovery in sight, the worst energy crisis since the war began is pushing parts of the population to the brink. DW's Max Zander reports now from Kyiv.
These pipes take hot water to the heating systems of Kyiv. Russian attacks are damaging everything. No electricity means pumps stop, leaving water to cool.
And during the blackouts, the water temperature in these pipes changes, which makes the metal more corrosive, which can lead to the pipes breaking.
Workers here are out in the cold 24/7 trying to repair the damage.
You don't have to motivate anyone. The workers are determined. They understand everything themselves, and they're ready to restore things as quickly as possible so that people get their heat back.
But they're fighting a losing battle to keep the heat on. Many of the capital city's 3.5 million people are stuck in the cold. And blackouts are hitting nearly everyone. It's especially difficult for the most vulnerable. A nursing home here in the capital lost power and heating after the large attack on January 8. Best efforts could only fix it in places. They're using a mobile heating unit to warm up the remaining buildings. Mayor Vitaly Klitschko has come to inspect the site. The city deployed more than 70 like this for community and care centers. A drop in the ocean given the overall situation in the capital.
We have an enormous lack of electricity, also heating. More than 500 buildings are without heating right now. That's a few 100,000 people. We're fighting and giving it our all to restore heating, to restore services to people.
Earlier this winter, Mayor Klitschko suggested that people who could should leave Kyiv for a while. President Zelensky criticized him for the comment, saying he hadn't prepared properly for the cold. Meanwhile, during this crisis, the national government went weeks without an energy minister. A crisis becomes a stage for political differences. The Russians are putting pressure on Ukrainian politicians and people by using the winter as a weapon, hitting the same energy infrastructure again and again. The dark shows up the depth of the crisis. The Darnitsky district is one of the worst affected by the blackouts. This is what they call a resilience point run by the city. It offers an opportunity to warm up and use electricity. Anastasia came here with her 20-month-old daughter, Stefania, who has bronchitis.
Yesterday there was no power all day. They switched it on at around 2 in the morning and turned it off sometime around 4.
Her daughter seems to take it relatively well.
It's good that she doesn't panic. She's strong with us. But it's hard, of course it's hard. How am I supposed to explain to her where we are? These conditions. But it has to be done.
Maria just collected her children, Aliyah and Muhammad, from daycare. She worries they've already forgotten what a normal life is like.
It's difficult. It's constantly dark and we have to walk with flashlights. Sometimes there's no hot water. Sometimes you can't make tea. Sometimes it's something else. We live on the 15th floor. Just to go up and down once, we walk the equivalent of 30 floors up and back. That's how we live, somehow.
Ukrainian authorities have counted more than 250 cases of Russian attacks on energy and heating infrastructure since last October. More are expected in the coming days.
We can talk about what is happening in Ukraine with Jamie Waugh, who is deputy head of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies in Kyiv. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us, first of all, how people are coping without power and heating when the outside temperatures are as low as minus 10 or 15 degrees centigrade.
Yeah, thanks for having me. The situation is quite critical. I think we've been experiencing no power now on and off for a number of months, but no heating is becoming very, very unbearable for, especially during the nights when the temperature drops to minus 20 degrees. I'm sitting in an office now with no heating, no electricity, but we do manage to go about our day. However, it is more difficult than it's ever been before, especially since the escalation of this conflict.
I can see that you are wearing what looks like a very warm jacket to keep you warm. Tell us a little bit about what people do in a sort of practical way to cope in situations like this. I mean, are people helping each other more than usual? How do they get through this?
Yeah, most of us have been able to adapt. In the homes, we have other energy sources, battery packs that allow us to have some sort of energy for a period of time. These are not usually enough to heat apartments, so we do need to find other solutions. There are heating points and stabilization points across the city for apartment complexes that have been affected. Our teams on the ground are working closely with the State Emergency Service of Ukraine, and the Ukrainian Red Cross Society have been in these heating points. They've been working hand in hand with them, giving out hot meals, giving hot drinks, providing psychosocial support for those that are finding this exceptionally difficult during this time. But Ukrainians are quite resilient. They're working very closely together. They're looking after their neighbors. But yes, the situation is quite critical.
Now, we know, of course, that Russia's attacks have been relentless. They continue. So the efforts that organizations such as yours are making to help people in Ukraine, I mean, are those efforts in vain if these attacks on the energy infrastructure are just going to keep continuing?
They're not in vain. The attacks are continuous. Even yesterday, there were 5 air alerts in Ukraine. So they go through the day, they go through the night, and the teams that are working on the ground to try to repair the situation, it is very difficult for them. They don't stop their work when there's air alerts. As civilians, we're trying to go down to the shelters, but it is very difficult multiple times a day. Our daily lives are very much affected by this, on top of the energy shortage and the heating shortage.
We've heard reports of local and national officials accusing each other of not doing enough to protect the population. Talk to us a little bit about the mood in Ukraine, the sense of solidarity among Ukrainians. You were saying that Ukrainians are tough. How are they feeling right now with what they have to deal with?
Ukrainians are very tough. The situation isn't easy, but, in some parts of the cities, you'll hear the generators churning, and you'll see daily life going on, seemingly as normal in any European city. Here in Kyiv, even though these power outages and the heating outages make life very uncomfortable, life goes on. People are going to work. People are trying to make life as normal as possible. They're trying to take care of their neighbors. And I think we do want the situation to improve, and the government officials are trying their best to make that happen. And in the meantime, we have to be patient. We have to help each other out. We're working closely with the government authorities to try to reach those that are most vulnerable. This is a long-standing conflict. The winter is also going to be long. The forecasted sub-zero temperatures are making it very difficult. But we put one foot in front of the other. We try to help each other. We get through each day at a time. And we just try to look for little things that can help us through the day. Drinking hot chocolate, drinking hot water, just trying to, find company in each other. It is, I haven't mentioned also the financial toll that is taking on us. You know, it's hard to even cook a meal in your home. So you're going out to eat more often. But when you go out to eat, you're going out with colleagues, you're going with family. We're just through the holiday season here. So I think the spirit is there is a really good spirit amongst Ukrainians here. We're trying to be as resilient with them as much as possible. It is a tough time, but we know we were going to get through this.
Jamie Waugh from the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies in Kyiv. Thank you so much for telling us about the situation there, and do take care. Keep warm.
Thank you.